Hey there, I'm Kat, and this is Brews and Reviews. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Now this is going to be a bit of a book talk where I talk about some of my thoughts and feelings, but I'm going to try and keep it spoiler free. So let's get into this. Not in Love is about two people who match on a dating site and meet up intending to have a one-night stand. Things don't exactly go to plan and their one-night stand is cancelled. So they think that they're never going to see each other again, and they're both kind of disappointed about that until Rue walks into her work the next day and finds that her company is being taken over. And who's one of the people that are in this takeover? It's Eli. So they have a lot of sexual tension, but they're also on opposite sides of this takeover, as Rue is like sort of best friends with her boss, who is currently trying to not have her business be taken over. And it's kind of about them navigating this situation and their feelings for each other, whilst also dealing with a lot of their baggage that they have. Like, Ali Hazelwood starts this book with a reader's note that says basically this book isn't like the rest of her books. It's not really a rom-com, it's much more serious, and I think that definitely reads within this. And she includes trigger warnings such as grief, food insecurity, and child neglect. And those things are quite prominent, but it's more so the fallout from having those things. So those things aren't necessarily happening within the book, but it's two people who are dealing with things that have happened to them and how they've affected them in their lives. And I think that Ali Hazelwood deals with this in a really effective way. Let's talk about our two main characters for a second. I really enjoy Rue, who is the main female character. She is kind of like if resting bitch face was a person, and she's also incredibly socially awkward. I do feel that she is neurodivergent coded. She's not explicitly named as neurodivergent, but I definitely felt the coding was there when I was reading it. Eli is also a really interesting character. He's not perfect, and I feel like he has different vibes to the rest of the Ali Hazelwood main male character really tall man things. Honestly, I don't think I even know how tall Eli is, which is really a big step forward in terms of characterization for these men in Ali Hazelwood's books. But yeah, these two characters are very confident in the things that they can do, and the issues from this book do derive in the situation that they find themselves in, where they're like having this forced proximity of having to be in the same place while his business tries to take over her business, and there's a whole lot of sexual tension. Now, another thing that I really enjoy that is very different from Ali Hazelwood's other books is that I think the two main characters are on a more even footing when it comes to sexual exploits. I feel like both of these people are extremely confident in their sexual activities. Nobody is like, oh, I haven't really done this very much, or they have issues around sex. These two people are very good at communicating when it comes to sex. Emotions, not so much, and they do sort of work together to grow through that. So it was really nice to see two people who were just very comfortable in all of the sexual things that they were doing. It was like that bit clicked for them, and it was the emotional relationshipy type bit that they couldn't quite get their heads around, which was fun to see. It was like a very different romance for Ali Hazelwood, and I enjoyed it. Another thing I really enjoyed about this book is that because these two characters are really bad at communicating about their feelings and emotions, they kind of communicate by telling each other awful stories about their lives. Each of them shares something awful about them, or something that they have thought once that is like something that they think that people would judge them on, and they communicate by doing that and not judging each other, and I just really enjoyed that. Now let's just talk about something that I didn't particularly enjoy, and I think it is more of a problem with the structure of the book being from these two perspectives. So you do get Rue's perspective and Eli's perspective. Now the only problem with this is that Eli knows some things that Rue cannot know, and also the reader is not supposed to know. So we're supposed to sort of be with Rue in not quite knowing some things. But Eli does know this information, and when we get perspective chapters from him, I feel like we're sort of being teased with this information, being like, oh well, if only Rue knew what I knew. But like, we're in your head, we should know what you know. We should have this knowledge, and I think that is definitely a failing of the structure, and I understand why that couldn't be done, because it ruins the story if we know too much too early. But at the same time, that's a really annoying narrative structure, and I wish it wasn't a thing. Like, I want to know if the character I'm reading from knows certain things and is friends with other people that know certain things and talks to other people and like edges around that information, it just gets a little bit on my nerves. And I just feel like that's needlessly frustrating. But like, I understand the reason for it, so I'm not too mad, but I am a little bit mad enough to talk about it right now. So those are my main thoughts about Not in Love. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it flowed really well. I really enjoyed the spicy scenes. I really like the two main characters, particularly how Rue is so blunt and honest, and how Eli is such like a caretaker. Like, he just really enjoys taking care of Rue, and it's just a really nice dynamic to come into and watch these two people evolve, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars because I feel like some of the things were a bit predictable and something just didn't quite hit 5 stars for me, but I enjoyed it a lot, and I think this one will be fun for you as long as you don't mind reading about like some darker things that have affected people. But it is really fun and I definitely recommend it. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!